spiritual and religious virtue that one has to acquire, the unselfish love. So Peter will lead us into this song. Please join.
Friend, let me speak my heart to thee. One truth I have found supreme, head forward, tossed with waves. Only one boat fares across. Love, love, that is the only Jew. Friend, let me speak my heart to thee. One truth I have found supreme, glaring mixture of heaven and hell. Say, where can a slave find escape? Love, love, that is the only Jew. Friend, I have found this truth supreme. One lesson I've learned in life, devotion and worship, yoga and vows. I've seen through them all, what have I known? Love, love, that is the only Jew. Friend, I have found this truth supreme. One lesson I've learned in life, science, philosophy, systems varied, are but delusions of mind. Love, love, that is the only Jew. Friend, I have found this truth supreme. One lesson I've learned in life, the insects teach, embracing the flame, cast into the fire the dross of self. Love, love, that is the only Jew. Heir to the infinite thou art. Thy heart is the sea of love. The nobler your heart, the more the misery that you must share, that you must know. Love, love, that is the only Jew. Heir to the infinite thou art. Thy heart is the sea of love. There is a treasure deep in my heart, and give it away, don't ask in return. Love, love, that is the only Jew. Heir to the infinite thou art. Thy heart is the sea of love, highest province, minutest atom, everywhere the same God. Love, love, that is the only Jew. Heir to the infinite thou art. Thy heart is the sea of love, that loves all beings without distinction. He in truth is worshiping God. Love, love, that is the only Jew. Love, love, that is the only Jew.
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. Thou art my mother, O Lord. Thou art my father. Thou art my sibling. Thou art my friend. Thou art my learning. Thou art my wealth. Thou art my all in all alone. What really belongs to us? This is a question very important in our total outlook about life, and especially if one wants to progress in spiritual life, this question needs to be asked with penetration. Really, what does belong to me? As we see, it is right from the childhood, this idea, this conflict comes to us all. As a child gets the sense of I am so and so, immediately then comes the idea of mine. This toy is mine, not yours. This is mine, that is not yours. This mine, it is even there is the fight over amongst the siblings whether mother is mine or yours, you see. It is mine. It is with I that idea of mine immediately jumps up. And this sphere of mine goes on increasing in spite of the facts hitting us that it does not really belong to you. Still, we keep on laboring under this delusion that this is mine. It is therefore good to see that what really belongs to me, I, and then what is mine. It is in Hinduism and various Vedanta lectures, it is told that everything belongs to God. Nothing is yours. Our one Swami, a very senior Swami, Swami Yogatmananda, when he used to be at our Hollywood Center, now he is in St. Louis, but for initially many years he was in Hollywood, and one Hollywood celebrity, after one such lecture, came and told him that, Swami, yes, I am a perfect Hindu, perfect Vedantin. Why? Nothing belongs to me. You were telling, nothing belongs to me. He had $1 million mansion. Said, well, it belongs to bank. It does not belong to me. It all belongs to my car. Also belongs to bank. I have that Ferrari, but it belongs to bank. Does not belong to me. Even the body belongs to insurance company. So it is nothing belongs to me. It is. He was, of course, having a somewhat humorous conversation, but we see that in how this idea, I and mine, grips us, and by gripping really constrains us, removes all our freedom gradually. It is one realizes slowly that whatever I was saying as mine, that was my bondage, my chains. That I said mine means just as a person tied and bound would say, these are my chains. So, like that, all the chains, we acquire these chains over the years of life, and then do not want to get separated from those chains, and still we feel, oh, well, I want liberation, I want freedom, I want what it is the Sanskrit word mukti. I want liberation, I want mukti. One of our devotees friends say, well, will you take some tea? He said, well, I like only one tea, mukti. So, it is that, but unless we give up this mine, this is mine, this is mine, that is mine, well, all that mine are my so many bondages. And of course, when we get so used to, so attached to these bondages, it is difficult to get rid of them. It is not actually these bondages are such that those bondages, those chains have not tied us. It is we who are holding on to those chains and then say we are bound. It is I who say that this is mine. That thing doesn't say that I belong to you. I say this belongs to mine. These children belong to me. This spouse belongs to me. This house belongs to me. And well, these clothes belong to me. Do they really belong to us? We may say, like one of the saints say in our language, that you say that the house belongs to you. Even the cockroaches and mice, they staying there, they also say this house belongs to me. How much does it belong to me? It has really, logically it doesn't make any sense that well, I am living there, so many others are also living there. The cockroaches are living, ants are living, many microbes in the air, they are also living. So, why say it belongs to me? No, it does not belong to me. We may say the body belongs to me. Does it really belong to me? Just think about it. How much control do I have on the body? Really not much. Can I, for example, stop or accelerate the growth of the body? Not much. Can I stop becoming old? No. Howsoever people try, but it is futile that one has to become old. It is and then it keeps on changing, shifting. Whatever I eat, it becomes my body. So, what is my body? Very difficult to say, and still I say it is my body. It is therefore, as Jesus says, that can you make even one hair on your head? You call your head my head. Can you make even one hair black or white? You cannot. You may put some dye on it and all, that is a different thing, but as such you cannot make even that much. You don't have even that much control, and yet we claim this is my body. It is a big bondage that right from childhood we keep on acquiring. It is an acquired bondage. Not that the bondage came and sat on our head. It is we made an express order to some site must be there like Amazon.com, bondage.com, and then you there we might have ordered it at a discounted price, you say. It is, and thus that bondage is with us. With things also we see that, so many things one acquires, say that this is mine. Well, become after a while a torture to have all those things. And we buy and then for a little while we may use them, then they go to the garage. Many I have seen at many places. The car is not in the garage, the car stays outside. The garage gets filled with all these things which are not being used. And after a while you then declare a garage sale. We have to have a garage sale. So it is mine. That idea is a very it proves to be a big torture, and we get attached to those, do not want to let it go, even though it is becoming so painful to have them, yet we do not like to give it up. We are not ready to give it up. It is Sri Ramakrishna used to give an analogy that a camel eats the thorny bushes and then feels that how tasty they are. Those thorns, they are lacerating its mouth, and all that it is actually eating its own blood. And yet feels, oh wow, they taste so good, cannot give up eating the thorns. It is my thorns, why should I give it to somebody else? They are my thorns. So it is my. Shankaracharya in his very beautiful, philosophically very sublime commentary on the aphorisms, Vedanta aphorisms. In the very introduction, he says that look, our ignorance, that particular section of the commentary is called the discussion on superimposition, adhyasa. So there he mentions that somehow or other we misplace the I and you, superimpose them on each other, and thus keep on saying that this is I, this is mine. Now, this is I itself is a contradiction. This means an object is being indicated. Do we see that? This is I. I, which is eternal subject, is given the designation of an object. This is I. It is actually cannot be I. And then mine, that is, that goes on getting tied to it. So we keep on holding on to that, and thus miss the chances to get liberated. It is, we feel very good, the name of the God is liberating. Yes, name of the God is certainly liberating, as we start growing in love for God and seeing that everything actually belongs to God, nor does not belong to me at all. Only God belongs to me. Everything belongs to God. So it is, if we can develop that attitude, then the name of God certainly helps to liberate. It brings liberation. as the wonderful prayer of a devotee, Prahlada. Prahlada was a great devotee. The story is very fascinating, very illuminating story, that he was born to a demon who was avowed enemy of God, that no name of God, I am the supreme. The king would say, well, I have conquered all the three worlds and all the demigods. There is no other God but myself. His name was Hiranyakashipu. But as the irony had it, his son was so devoted to God, always keep on reciting the name of God. And then as the story goes, this king tried to teach his son, no, do not, that is not right. The truth is there is no other thing as God. This king, I am the God, no other God, no Hari, Narayana and all that. I banished them completely. No, I have banished them fully. So, do not utter that name also here. Prahlada, that name of the son Prahlada, said, no, God is everything, and so forth. He tried then to kill this child. His statement is like that I tried to mend his ways, but he is not ready. Such evil child has to be killed, and gives an analogy. A poison ivy, even if it has come up in our backyard, has to be rooted out. So, although this child is born of me, right in our home, should be killed. And so, he tried so many ways to kill this child Prahlada, could not kill him. Somehow or other, in spite of many attempts, Prahlada survived. And then ultimately getting frustrated, one day he asked that, you speak about that God, where is he? Show me. I am not able to kill you, but I will then kill that. Show me, where is he? I will kill that fellow. And now Prahlada is seeing God everywhere. God is everywhere. He said, well, God is everywhere. He is seeing God everywhere. So he said, well, God is everywhere. Everywhere? Do you mean to say it is in this pillar also? They were talking in a parlor, there were pillars. And so Prahlada said, well, everywhere means, of course, in the pillar as well. And so this king gave a nasty kick to that pillar, and through that pillar a divine form came up, very full of all ferocious attributes. Was on the upper side was a human being, on the other side, upper side was a lion, the lower side was a human being. And then he killed this demon, tore him into pieces, and at that time his form was so fearful, so scary. Nobody was going close to this form of God. But this Prahlada, being devotee, being so beloved of God, love knows no fear. So approaches that God, and then God asks, what do you want? And that prayer that he expresses what he wants is very beautiful prayer, giving what is the meaning of devotion. That he said, that people in ignorance, they are terribly attached to all these sense objects, even though they are told that it is not right, they cannot stop their attachment to these sensual pleasures. O Lord, their attraction for these, I want that attraction, that very attraction, but not for those things, but Lord, for you. I have that attraction, please do so, so that I never lose that attraction. So that is how the devotees develop the attraction for God and gradually frees oneself from the attachments of various other things that one keep on calling as mine. There is nothing actually as mine. There is a prayer to Divine Mother, a very commonly chanted prayer that it is attributed to Shankaracharya again as composer. So, he says in that it is that, well, no, I have no father, no mother, no siblings, nobody else. You are my all in all, O Mother, you are my all in all. So, that is a very beautiful hymn to Divine Mother, that Gatistvam, Gatistvam, Tvameka Bhavani, you are my only support, you are my everything. So, when we develop this, gradually we see that nothing else is mine, and as we see it, what happens is the bondage starts disappearing. We see that how once we notice it, that how the bondage starts disappearing by disclaiming things as mine. No, nothing belongs to me. We will see, well, we are becoming more free, we are becoming, and thus the other byproduct of this freedom is we become more and more happy and peaceful. These are all, synonymous in a way that with freedom. So, the real true joy also starts emerging in our life, and that joy is very different in quality from the joy or happiness that one gets through the sensual contacts. We get some kind of joy, say by eating candy. There is a candy, let me eat the candy, and we get some pleasure out of it. And other contacts also, we go for them, that I will get some happiness from these contacts. What are these contacts? Shankar, this in Bhagavad Gita, this has been shown so beautifully, that all these pleasures which are born out of contact between the sense and sense objects, ye hi sansparshaja bhoga, and those contacts which are outcome of the sense and sense object, what are they? Dukkha yonaya evate, they are the cause, they are the source of suffering. And therefore, noticing this, that these contacts, they come and they go, we are left with misery, more craving, that is all. And noticing this, Bhagavad Gita says na teshu ramate buddhaha. Buddhaha means wise people. Wise people do not get entangled in them, they do not go after them for happiness. It is pretty much like mice, you know, that suppose mice, you put a trap, put some bait there, and then they mice go and get caught in it. And if those mice, if they learn, and I found that they also learn, it seems that it is because what happened once we had put the trap, and then afterwards when it was that the trap was opened, I wanted to kill the mouse, but the mouse was faster than I, so the mouse ran out. And I said, oh, doesn't matter, again I will keep the trap. But the mouse seems to be much wiser by that one experience, you know, so refused to get caught. So, because has learnt, has become wiser, that these sensual attractions, what are they? They are the cause of bondage and resultant misery. And therefore, the wise people that I found it, well, this is the cause of misery. Instead of looking at the what is superficially seen, that this is the cause of pleasure, they see the result, that it is the source of misery and bondage. That is the sign of wisdom, isn't it? That you see the effect much before it comes, and so avoid it completely. So, this is how they avoid these things, because they are going to be big traps in life. Thus, it is told here that one gets bound in this. Sri Ramakrishna, who used to prescribe this as a spiritual practice, know that nothing is yours, nobody is yours, nobody belongs to you, nobody belongs to us. We should remember this, nobody belongs to me, remember this. And a question used to crop up when he would say that nobody, but then what about our little children and all our family members, should we not take care of them? Yes, take care of them, don't claim them as yours, that is wrong. Do your duty to them, do not claim that it is they are mine. They are not, they are not. It gradually becomes such a big problem. One gentleman some years ago, this happened, called me. Similar stories keep on coming up. 2 days ago, another lady was also telling me about this same problem, that it is, well, my son, that man was telling, these days does not care for me at all. He has, I agree that he is grown up, he lives elsewhere, he has his job, he has his family, but why should he forget us like this altogether? What wrong did we do? It is, at least he should keep regular touch with us, should come to us to see us. Why is he not doing that? It is, I said, why should he do that? I mean, if he does, fine, but why do you insist that he should? Well, is he not our son? Well, why are you laboring under this misunderstanding? You took care of him, it is, did you at that time thought of this, that I will just take care of him, I will not claim anything, or you were thinking that after my son grows up, then he will still keep constant touch with us, he will support us and all that. He said, well, but isn't it his duty to do? I said, well, let him decide what is his duty. You decide what is your duty, let him think about what is his duty. It is, did you think like this, that he will do like this? Then what you did was not out of love. It was just a bargain, okay, now I will, it was just an investment, that I will now take care of you, you take care of me later. And then the laws of investment will apply there, not laws of love. You did investment and you are trying to apply the laws of love to it now. Why? Let him lead his life. No, I don't like that he does like this, like this, like. Oh, well, why are you again imposing your ideas on him? Let him think he is grown up, let him take the responsibility, let him grow in his own way. But no, it is easier said than done, friends, because the years, or let us say decades, of that attachment does not let a person give up that hold. And thus again and again those pangs come up, that my so and so, it is not mine, but we keep on thinking it is mine. Even that happens when we offer worship to Lord, that I am giving this to Lord, I am giving this food, I prepared this food, oh Lord, accept my sweets that I am giving you. Now it is my sweets, what is this? Did they belong to you? And then as if you are giving that with the idea that God doesn't get anything to eat, so I have to give it to God. It is a wrong attitude about giving also. It is in worship we have to offer and feel that, well, God's acceptance of this is blessing. It is out of His compassion, whatever I am offering, God is taking it to bless me. So, it is not that it is mine that I am giving to God. Therefore, there is a very beautiful prayer. That prayer is recited in almost all Hindu temples, all Hindu temples that I know here, they recite this prayer at the time of their Vesper service. And it says, Tan man dhan sab hai tera, Swami sab kuch hai tera, Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera, Om Jaya Jagadish Hare. O Lord, this body, mind, all my wealth, it's yours, not mine. It is while giving this, it is all yours that I am giving you, nothing belongs to me, it is just yours that I am giving you. And what is mine? Just love. The love that I have for you, that is only thing that you can say mine. The things are all belong to you, and nothing really belongs to me. And therefore, in giving this as offering, it doesn't cost me anything. It was all belonging to you anyways. It is the love that is what we can offer. Oh Lord, you are my love. all things actually belong to you, nothing belongs to me. It is like that incident, some years back, one gentleman and his daughter had come. The daughter was just a teenager daughter, some 14, 15 years old, and that man announced, today my birthday. I said, wow, very good, happy birthday. And then I said, my daughter brought this nice, she gave me this nice birthday gift. I said, wow, very good. And then with a twinkle in his eye, he says, and then later I saw that she had charged it to my credit card. Because that little girl doesn't have any money. What? And she became a little showing mock anger to dad. Why, dad, you don't have to say these things. It is, what is she offering? Not anything of her own as such, but love. That is being offered. Sri Ramakrishna used to tell a very beautiful story that a landlord had a nice garden, a lot of nice fruits and flowers, vegetables and all that used to grow there. Now, he had appointed a gardener to take care of it. Now, sometimes he would go and just visit there to see how things are going on, and if the gardener needs anything, and so he would go there. So, and then what happened, the gardener would pick up some the best of the that produce, farm produce, and would say, please take this. Please take this. It is, I have kept it apart for you because this came out so, this grew so nice. So, please accept this. Now, in doing it, what is this gardener doing? The whole garden belongs to this man. Nothing belongs to the gardener as such. But, well, love is being given. That is the special offering that is being given there. Let me come back to the topic of then duty, doing for taking care of our children or our other family members. Well, yes, and Sri Ramakrishna has given that very beautiful, very simple. I like to think of that idea very often, that it is so nice to, look upon while taking care of our children and other members, family or community, that he said, well, take care of your children, but like a nanny does. Think of yourself as a nanny, and nanny will do everything for the children, and even may say, just for the sake of words, that, well, here is my little Mary, this is my little Johnny, and all that. But she knows very well that they are not her children. They are not her children. So, this is an attitude that one must develop, so that we do not get caught in this terrible bondage of I and mine. This is I and this is mine. Both are outcome of tremendous ignorance. So, the commentary of Shankaracharya that I was referring to earlier, it therefore says, in spite of this being all illogical, in fact sounds just impossible, contradictory, yet this is I and this is mine is all you see in the behavior of the people, the factual behavior of people is all fraught with this misunderstanding. This is I and this is mine. So, this Shankaracharya points out that this is the source of our bondage. Sri Ramakrishna therefore says that this is ignorance. I and mine is ignorance. Lord, thou and thine alone, that is knowledge. So, friends, let us feel this idea and try to develop more and more this sense that all belongs to God. Nothing is mine. The more we develop this, the more freedom we will feel in our life, more joy will be felt in life. So, this is what I wanted to present for about today's discussion. We shall meditate for about 30 seconds, and in case if you have some question or some comment, you are welcome to make it. Yes, please. Yes, Charlie.
Yeah, you said that the only thing that belongs to you is the love that you have, but doesn't God determine how much love you have?
Oh, well, it is the love is not possible to be quantified. It is, you cannot say this the love, 1 pound of love, or no, it is even sounds ridiculous, isn't it? Give me 5 pounds of love. No, it is how much love, it is full of our heart. So, it is from another angle what you say is makes sense, that the more and more our idea of I and mine recedes, more and more love will be felt in heart. Because love essentially depends on not mine but thine. That is, love gives. It is Swami Vivekananda's beautiful book, Bhakti Yoga, a small nice book, discusses this idea that about a confusion that many have between attachment and love. It is, Swami, won't it mean hard-heartedness? That if I do not feel that they are mine, will it not be hard-heartedness? We want to love people, not be hard-hearted. Well, that chapter, that Swami Vivekananda's Bhakti Yoga book has a chapter. The title is nice for that chapter, Triangle of Love. So, there he shows point by point that how attachment is opposite of love. He says, look, attachment demands, love gives. Attachment has fear, love has no fear. Attachment binds, love frees. So, this is how, Charlie, we should see that the lesser this I and mine, the more and more, if we want to think of quantity, it can be just mentioned like that. More and more of the infinite love will be felt in our hearts. Yes, Ray, he raised the hand first. So, yes, sure. Oh, well, okay, this is a very good question, Ray. That what about my knowledge, you mean, isn't it? That also is not mine. It is, we these days, have all that copyright, my knowledge, my paper is stolen, and so forth. See, those sages, they gave such abundance of wisdom, never claimed any copyright. Even we do not know who those authors were there. But now we write some useless paper and then claim that, hey, mine. So, knowledge also does not really belong to me. It flashes in some intellect, but it is that does not give me any proprietorship over it. Not my. You give it because you can actually give it only because it is not yours. It is, you share it. Yes, it is not mine. It is for you to take it and feel indebted about it, that this is how you made good use of what came to you. It is like that. Thank you. Yes, Anna, you were asking something? Towards? The same principle applies, It is, this idea is same, whether your children or your spouse or your siblings, whatever it may be, the relation should be maintained lovingly, without any claim. That is the important thing. Don't claim, don't expect anything in return. That it is, and then that will set us free. Claim something, you are mine. Hey, my husband, hey, do like, well, then that will be a problem, It is, so, therefore, same thing works. The idea is same. It is, whatever was told about children works for the spouse as well. Yes, you were asking some question. Yes, please. Proceed. A very good question, a very good question. It is, see, the word attachment sometimes gives this misunderstanding. Does it mean then we should not have any goal, any ideal to passionately follow? No, one must have, and one must follow it with all passion, but should take care not to get caught in those results of it. See, one example that the light switch, when you put it on, it is fully attached. When you want to switch it off, you just switch it off and it is gone. It is just that movement, It is not tied, it is not glued there. If it happens that, well, when you flip it on, it gets stuck and glued there, it will be a big problem. That is what happens with us. We get attached, and that because of that attachment, what happens is we actually cannot passionately follow it. It is that keeps on dragging us rather than we pursuing it. The two things are very different. When that keeps on dragging me, it is slavery. When I am pursuing it, then it is freedom. So, actually you are right that we must be attached, and then the word detachment has some meaning. If we are not able to attach, then first learn how to get attached. One of our Swami from Washington DC, because people have misunderstanding about the word detachment, so have just haphazard approach to everything, do things without being particular, without being attentive, and that is called detachment. No, not at all. So his title of his lecture was "Be Attached." Because then alone this idea of detachment can make sense. Otherwise it is just a lazy and that kind of a person's approach to things. It is not a lousy thing, in a lousy way do things and say I am detached. No, do it perfectly with 100% heart and soul put in it, and yet have the freedom to come out of it. Like the light switch, you see. So it is. Thank you. Yes. Yes, Barbara. Oh yes, that is, I gave some of the simple solutions. First thing is, you know, that there are intellectual solutions and emotional solutions. I mean those which work on intellect and those who work on emotions. Both are necessary. Intellectually, by analyzing, you can see actually nothing belongs to me. Keep on impressing on your intellect this thing again and again. Let me remember, nothing belongs to me. Keep on hammering this again and again. That is one thing. And at emotional level, well, see that just same thing, but present it all belongs to God and God belongs to me. And that is the method of devotion, that God belongs to me. It is, and everything, all that belongs to God. Nothing belongs to me, it belongs to God. So that is a positive approach, as the two are described. One is, first is called yoga of knowledge, jnana yoga. The second is called yoga of devotion, bhakti yoga. So thank you, friends, and I will read out a quick summary of the programs for the next week. Then we will have the arati, and then there will be today a day of wonderful devotional music going to be recited by a wonderful group, Chinmaya Swaranjali, who have presented their enthralling performance here many times. But last somehow 2 years, I think, isn't it, Madhu? 1 year or so, yeah. It appears like many years that we didn't have them. So it is. Yes, Vishwanath, don't leave. People do not. They say money is mine. You tell them that is mine. So now we will have the arati. Let me read the next Sunday. The topic of discussion is some internal purification methods in Vedanta. We have to purify our mind, but we need some methods. So, some methods will be discussed on next Sunday. The other Tuesday and Friday Vedanta classes will go on as usual at 7:30 p.m. On Tuesdays, the topic is Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play. On Fridays, the topic is Jnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge. And every day, on Saturdays, we have the guided meditation from 11 to 12. And every morning and evening, there are the meditation sessions in the morning from 5:45 to 7 o'clock. Not too early, it is not that you are asked to come at 4 a.m., no, just 5:45 to 7. And then in the evening from 7 to 8:30 or so, it is and a spiritual retreat is coming up. You can see the notice placed around on Saturday, April 28. There will be the day-long spiritual retreat to be given by a wonderful teacher, a very well-known Swami Sarvapriyananda. He is coming from the Vedanta Society of New York, and he will be speaking on Vedantic meditation. For this retreat, one has to register, and there is a registration fee. There is a concession of $10 if one registers before 18th of April. So 10 days before the retreat date, if you register, then you get $10 discount. These techniques I also have learned living in America, a discounted price and so forth. So it was mainly done because people wait till the almost the end to register, and then we cannot plan anything. We don't know how many are going to come, and so to get some early registrations, we have decided, okay, if they come early, we will give them some discount. So that is how. If you want to register for the retreat, please online also you can register, or in the office you can register. Thank you.
No, I'm okay. Okay.
That's for Peter. That's okay. I was told to give it to you.
Closing prayer songs? Okay. All right.
May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahura Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.